Hi there, my name is Zork, and I just wanted to talk to you about the state of a channel a bit, and like the state of me. There's not an announcement that I'm going to quit, so don't worry if that's all you were interested in. You can close the video now. But if you're interested in more than that, well, let me talk to you about the channel. Man to microphone. I've been doing this channel for like 6.5 years now, and let's just say that a lot has changed. I mean, Skyrim has just turned 11 years old, and we have more versions of that game than is probably good for us. And the next mainline Elder Scrolls is definitely a good few years away. That's just kinda depressing, especially since Elder Scrolls Online, at least the last few chapters, did not really appeal to me personally, with me actively disliking High Isle for reasons that I'll delve in maybe some other time. And two other Elder Scrolls spin-offs, the Elder Scrolls Legends and the Elder Scrolls Blades are both basically dead or are just no longer updated. And I basically extracted all of the lore that was in there out of there. I might have missed some really small bits, but I did most of it. Like I said, pretty depressing. We may get more spin-offs, but Elder Scrolls 6 is definitely a ways off, and that kind of makes me sad. Something which also kind of makes me sad is that I simply don't have the time anymore to do a lot of videos. I mean, I started this channel in like 2016 and we have been through a whole lot. I mean, I was like 15 or 16 at the time in the last year of high school. My specific high school was called something college, which or college, which you write it the same way as college. So I was kind of pretending to go to college to a lot of people here in the comments because I felt like nobody would take me seriously if I was still in high school. Back then, I mean, those were the days. I had a supermarket job 2 afternoons a week and just high school. Every afternoon I was able to play Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Online, sometimes Oblivion and Morrowind and just learn about the lore, have fun and make videos. Then I went to university and had to quit my supermarket job, but I started my Bachelor in International Politics. And I sat in a train 2 hours a day, every day. It was less time to play, but so much more time to research and read texts from the Elder Scrolls universe. I mean, that first year I didn't really do much in terms of studying. I mean, it shows in my grades. So many grades were barely passes, but as you can see, I made so many videos in that year if you look at my second year and third year of the channel playlists. I mean, we're talking about like those halfway from year 2 to like year 3 of the channel. I made more than 140 videos in that time space. I mean, those were the days. I had so much more time, as that Bachelor was kind of a joke as long as you were able to remember the lectures a bit. I mean, some probably had trouble with it, but I was really interested in it and I just absorbed all the knowledge. But then the second year of my Bachelor came. Still pretty okay. I made 58 videos, but definitely had to put in a bit more time into university. I took it a bit more seriously. I mean, grades improved, but I still wasn't too happy with my Bachelor. And then I made the decision about halfway through year 5 of the channel, when the new academic year started. I wanted to take on a new Bachelor. You see, I had taken up a sort of half-teaching job in teaching physics, chemistry and math to children with learning disabilities, and that was super rewarding, as was just teaching you guys here on the channel about Elder Scrolls lore. So, halfway through year 5, I started a new Bachelor to become a high school physics teacher, while also having the genius idea to continue with my other Bachelor, so doing 2 at the same time. That worked out great in every regard, having 2 bachelors and a teaching job on the side. And by that I mean it worked out great, except my video output started seriously dropping. And it's been that way ever since then, with my yearly video output basically just decreasing because I simply have 2 different bachelors to tend to, a job and a year, in year 6 and the first half of this year I had an internship teaching actual full classes of physics. And then, at the beginning of this year, 2022, I was in a pretty stressful place, to be honest. Increasing internship demands and the fact that I was about to start my thesis for my original Bachelor was a lot more stress than I had thought. And I had to pause my internship this year, at the start of the academic year. Because I simply had to focus on doing that thesis, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to pass. And that's where we are now. I'm in the middle of writing it, which I have no idea how it's going. literally. We'll see how it goes. But throughout all of this, I kept the channel going, and I will keep it going, because in the end it's still just a hobby for me, and I don't have to do it if I don't want. But it means that when life gives me a lot of work, I can do stuff for the channel. So I had to make a lot of posts in the last 12 months apologizing for missing uploads and delayed videos and that kind of thing, which was probably very annoying to at least some of you. But there's just no other way I can keep this going. I have to do it in the time that I have free for it. Now, in that time that I do have, I still have a lot of fun, and this channel has always been about me learning something interesting about the Elder Scrolls, then telling you about it. In the past, and I'm talking about like year 2, 3, and part of 4, I took a lot of requests from you guys as I want to grow this channel and please the audience. Although I always did what I wanted, and I like to talk about, but now I have just let go fully of pleasing you guys and just do the topics that I like. Keeps things fresh, no offense. When I post a video about the topic nowadays, it's because I'm genuinely interested in it and I want to tell you about it because I think it's neat. But that's also tragically why I won't cover some topics probably ever that you guys want. Or I might if I ever get interested in it somehow, but not likely. And trust me, this universe has so much lore that I am interested in that I can probably do another 4 years of videos and still have new stuff to talk about. I mean, I may not have inspiration for a while sometimes, but I always find new stuff that I'm interested in. And every now and then I can also have some fun with the channel, like the Bottle Todd saga of skits, which a new one is in the works when I team up with the Bottle, but my camera guy, who is doing really well for himself by the way, did not have time yet to film it. I mean, usually when he films them with me, it's just because he wants to test out some new stuff and I want to do a funny skit. Yeah, he can test out new stuff for clients, but right now he's so busy with actual good clients that, yeah, he doesn't have time for me. We still meet regularly, but I mean, I'm talking about full days of filming. Anyway, back to the Elder Scrolls lore. I also have to be realistic. I mean, the topics the majority of you is interested in are done. I mean, the Great War and stuff, I mean, I made those. Now I'm just doing the stuff that I'm interested in, like doing my video on the Griffins of the Elder Scrolls, or my future videos on the alcohols of Tamriel, which is almost finished by the way, but it needs some more work. But those are topics that not a lot of people will like, unfortunately, so I have resigned myself to not really being able to grow the channel. I mean, I could if I, for example, did another introduction to Elder Scrolls lore video. The first one really blew up. And trust me, people have been asking me a lot if I'm ever gonna make the other 4 parts that I had envisioned. But plans change, and those videos take so much time to make. And since I personally don't really learn anything new while making them, they're just not that fun to make compared to regular videos. And I don't know, learning about the Elder Scrolls is the whole reason that I'm still doing this channel. And in the end, this channel is about me having fun. It's a hobby, not a job. I have an actual job on the side. So, and by the way, I'm never going to make YouTube my full-time job because it would be a job and no longer a fun hobby. I mean, I've seen so many YouTubers making it their full-time job and just getting so burned out on it, and I really don't want that. So, unless I suddenly have a lot of free time on my hands, which I can't see happening in the foreseeable future, I can't make those large videos. I'm usually just gonna have like 20 to 10 minute videos just talking to you about what I'm interested in. So yeah, I'm just, gonna be here talking about stuff that I'm genuinely interested in. I mean, a lot of people suggested to me to maybe branch out to other series like The Witcher, Cyberpunk, Fire Emblem, Dark Souls, or Starfield when it launches, but I'm not planning on doing that. I really enjoy learning the lore of those kind of series. I mean, that's sometimes even why I play certain series, to learn about the lore. But we've reached the point with Elder Scrolls for me where it's still my favorite universe, and I love writing about it, learning about it, and even playing it. But playing it sometimes can be a bit of a chore, and not because it's no longer fun, because it's still fun for me. I mean, I recently played a large part of Oblivion again, and it was really neat. But I see myself just looking at every corner in those games, writing down, like pausing my game to write down so many notes for potential videos, because I can't forget certain things. It's no longer casual, and it's just a bit exhausting sometimes. I mean, it's a bit hard to explain since it's really a lot of fun to do that, because otherwise I wouldn't have continued doing it. But it's also exhausting. It's a bit of a duality. And I don't want to create a situation where playing all kinds of games is exhausting. For example, I had so much fun with The Witcher, but if I had played it like I play Skyrim and Oblivion and Elder Scrolls Online while I play it now, I don't think I would have had as much fun, or at least I wouldn't have been able to relax. I mean, it might sound contradictory since it sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm really not, because I still really enjoy researching Elder Scrolls. I'm really looking forward to it most of the time. Since, again, it's a hobby. I'm just doing it because it's genuinely fun. But yeah, what we're left with is basically just continuing with the Elder Scrolls. And let me just tell you, that's fine by me. But the topics that I talk about are the ones that I am genuinely interested in. And I make them when I have time. Because, you know, soon when I finish my thesis, I will once again start my teaching internship, which will likely be 3 full days a week. And then I still have my job and my lectures on the side, so it's not like when I finish my thesis I'll have a lot more time. And even when I finish my other bachelor, I'm going to have to work probably full time, so I won't have more time either. So yeah. State of the channel, that's basically it. I still really like making videos. I'll continue to do so for a long time. But the times are changing. Uploads have been declining over the last few years. Although they will not stop, at least not until I make a video like this is the end of the channel or something like that. I'll call it something like that. And I'll not post it on the 1st of April. So the frequency of videos will purely depend on how much time I have, but I want to be able to keep doing the channel with a smile. So don't worry, I'll still be around for longer. But I just wanted you guys to know all that. I mean, this channel has never really been about me personally. I've definitely involved a bit more of myself in the channel, like a bit more of my own personality instead of just only focusing on Elder Scrolls. But those kind of things I usually, I don't know, I don't really feel comfortable sharing most of the time, and I felt like this was sort of the right time, especially since I'm expecting this year to be less uploads again than last year, and I was really, you know, disappointed by how many uploads I was able to do last year, and then this year again, and I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of just disappointing you guys, and don't worry, you don't have to comment, oh, but we're happy with everything we get, because I know that, don't worry. And I don't want to sound ungrateful. Like, I am happy with all the time that I have to research videos, and I'm still really happy doing them. But I kind of sort of feel guilty about just, you know, dropping the upload count. But you have to realize that this is a hobby, and just as... I mean, Skyrim hasn't changed all this time, but my life has, and a lot of you probably too. I mean, 6 years is a lot of time. Some people started watching my videos. They had a kid, and that kid is 6 years old now, or... they were unmarried when they started watching my videos, and they are now married and have a kid or whatever. I mean, I'm not at that point, but it's 6.5 years. It's a lot of time, and my life is also changing in the background. I mean, I'm still doing this, and I'm planning to still do this on the side, but lots has changed, and that's okay. But it's still happening, and that's why, yeah, sometimes I can make less uploads, but I'm still happy doing them. My script has ended. I just wanted you to know all these kind of things. And I wanted to thank you for watching all this time. I mean, I'm not doing the emotional thing where I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful for every last one of you. That's going to come at the channel anniversary. So brace for that, I guess. But yeah, it's the anniversary of Skyrim. It seemed like the right time to do this. I mean, I'll upload my video on the Talmor Agent today because it's more poignant. But I'll probably upload this like on Sunday, the Sunday after. I don't know. It's important for you guys to know this. This video feels kind of pointless, but I hope, you know, everybody who kept watching and is still here, can you please tell me, I don't know, fucking paperclip or something like that? I'm wondering how many people actually took the time to watch the entire thing. Also, I'm saying paperclip because that's what I'm fiddling with in my hands while recording this. Alright, Zork out.